Hi guys, Donovan Gow here. Today I want to talk about pain-free push-ups. Push-ups are one of the great body weight exercises. I've done them for years, but as I've gotten a little older, I've also hurt my shoulders several times doing these, and I know lots of people that have done the same. So I want to talk about some techniques and some programming ideas to keep you able to do push-ups, but without the shoulder damage that comes from doing them incorrectly. So a couple things to think about. First, when you start doing push-ups, don't increase your volume too fast. There's a tendency to think that since it's a high volume type exercise, once your strength gets up, that it won't create as much damage as lifting, say, really heavy weights, and that's absolutely not true. You still got to increase your volume gradually, and don't do them all the time. There's a ton of great body weight exercises. Mix them up, do different types. And just like any lifting, don't overdo them. Don't do them every day. Secondly, especially for guys, we have a tendency to work our front muscles a lot. We like to work our chest, our delts, our biceps, at the expense of the opposing muscles on the back. So if you're doing a lot of push-ups, for every set of push-ups, you need to do a pulling motion as well, so you don't get muscle imbalances. If we're always pushing, we tend to get strong anterior deltoids, very weak upper back and posterior deltoids. So you need to do things like rows, pull-ups to balance the musculature, or else that will also lead to injury. Third, when you're doing push-ups, make sure you're using correct technique. And two things in particular I'd like to talk about. One, I see all the time, guys want to get their reps up, so they do a lot of half push-ups. Not only do they only go halfway down, but they bounce. They bounce really hard and use that stretch reflex to get themselves back up. And this disproportionately loads the anterior delt as opposed to the larger pectoral muscles, and puts a lot of strain as this little anterior deltoid here is trying to stop your body, use that reflex to spring it back up. So do full push-ups. That means chest to ground, or as close as you can get, and don't bounce too heavily at the bottom. There's a place for plyometric types of exercises, but for general health and fitness, you really don't need to be doing a lot of that. It puts a lot of stress on your joints. And in fact, making it slower and not using the stretch reflex at the bottom will make it harder. You'll get more strength out of it. So those are three things. And then finally, one technique pointer is not to let your elbows float out too much. This is internal rotation of your shoulder joint, which is structurally not a very strong position for it. And I see this a lot with longer limbed people like myself. They really tend to flare the arms out. And the way to avoid this is when you place your hands, to think of corkscrewing them outward. So I'm thinking of moving them this way. They're not actually going to move, but this has the effect of bringing my elbows closer into my body. Everything goes down much more in alignment as opposed to this kind of motion, which is hard on my shoulders and my wrists. So do all those things together. So I'll show you three good push-ups. All the way down, all the way up, back straight, down, up. And I'm corkscrewing my hands outwards to keep my elbows in. Down, up. So if you keep these points in mind, don't increase your volume too fast, balance front and rear work, do full push-ups, and work on corkscrewing those elbows in, then you can do more volume and get stronger without the pain, which is important as you get older. Thanks for watching. Bye.